last night at the fair. By the big wheel generator, a boy is stopped when his money is grabbed and the air hangs heavy like a gull in wine.
Hey, what's going on? It's Dr. Gonzo Boogie here again. And this is going to be episode 1 in a new video series where I show parts of my CD collection off. And for episode 1, I figured I would show the biggest part in my music collection, which is Blondie. I actually have a huge Blondie collection, so I'm going to show off my Blondie CDs, my Blondie records, my Blondie DVDs, and my Blondie tapes. And I'm a huge Blondie fan, as you can tell by the collection I'm going to be showing in a minute. I just love almost everything they do, and I just think they're a great band. Definitely one of the best bands that came out in that like new wave movement in the late 70s and 80s and all that. They're just one of my favorite bands in general, and I have a huge Blondie collection, so I've always kind of wanted to do a video where I show all my Blondie stuff. I'm also going to show some of my Debbie Harry stuff off because I have some of her stuff on record and CD, and I also have some of the movies she was in as an actress and stuff like that too. So I'm just going to get started because I have a lot here, and I'll start out with the CDs. This is Blondie's first album, which I have on CD, and this is a great album. This is the remastered version of it, and this has some really good tracks on it, like In the Flesh and like Ex Offender. There's some of the classic early tracks, and it's just a really, really good album. Next up here is a 2-pack of Parallel Lines and Plastic Letters, which this is their second and third album. And Parallel Lines, their third album, is probably their most popular album. That has like a bunch of their hit singles on it, like Heart of Glass, Sunday Girl, just stuff like that. It just has One Way or Another. It just has most of their classics on it. And then Plastic Letters, their second album, is a really good album too. Definitely a good follow-up to their first album, but Parallel Lines is really like where the band, in my opinion, like took off well. Like that's their classic album, and I think it's one of their best albums also. And this was actually one of the first Blondie CDs I got, and I went to the store just to buy Parallel Lines, and this was all they had. So I picked it up anyways, and I was glad because, you know, I was glad to get a bonus CD, Plastic Letters, and it was just cool. I remember when I picked this up, it was right when I was first getting into Blondie, and that's why I still have this. Alright, next up is Eat to the Beat, which is a really good Blondie album. Probably my second favorite, or third favorite Blondie album. And just I would highly recommend this one too. It's got a lot of their classics on it. They made a whole video album of this on tape, which I also have, which I'll show when I get to my Blondie tapes in a minute. And this is just an awesome album. And again, this is like the new remastered version. It's got bonus tracks, which it has Heroes Live, which is a B-side to one of their singles. And it's just awesome. Heroes is one of my favorite songs from Bowie, so I was just pumped when I knew when I found out Blondie like did a cover of it. But this is just another great Blondie album. And this is my favorite Blondie album, Auto American, and I just love this album. I love everything about this. This is Blondie's first 80s album, and it's one of the strongest 80s albums in my opinion. It's just really good, and it's Blondie's strongest album in my opinion. Just musically and lyrically, they were just, I think, at their like peak at this time, doing some of their best, most like experimental and best stuff. I love this album. Some of my favorite Blondie tracks ever are on this, like Rapture and Walk Like Me, Live It Up. I love everything about this album. It's got like a good dance, like disco sound to it, but it's also still got that classic Blondie, like rock and roll, like new wave sound to it. Just a great album, and my favorite Blondie album, and I would highly recommend this one. And this is Blondie's last 80s album, The Hunter, which is still a really solid album in my opinion. It gets like I don't know, a lot of people I feel like judge it like worse than their other material as the main band at this time. This was like the last album by the like classic Blondie lineup. And I still think it's a really strong album, really good too. It's got some good tracks on it. I mean, it's not as good as like Parallel Lines and E to the Beat and Auto American, but it's still a good album, and I would recommend this one. Probably my favorite track on this one is Dance Way, which I just think is a really good, like, kind of throwback to like 60s like R&B type music. Just really good track. I love that one. And then here's the Best of Blondie collection, which is just the classic Best of Blondie album. They put this on record, and they made a tape for this, which I also have this on tape and record, which I'll get around to showing when I get to those parts. And this is just cool. I always like this collection because it has, you know, all the classics, and I love listening to greatest hits albums just as much as I like listening to like main albums from bands. And this is a good reason why, just because it has, you know, all their best songs in one CD, so it's just awesome. Because I think a lot of Blondie singles are some of their strongest tracks. This is like an oddball essentials collection that I picked up a little while ago, which I thought was kind of cool. I like the cover photo of it. I mean, obviously Debbie Harry is like gorgeous on any cover she's on. So I just thought it was cool. That's pretty much why I bought it, just for the artwork, because I pretty much had every song. I mean, I do have every song. I have most of these songs like twice over already before I bought this, but I'm like a completist like that, so I just pick up anything I really see that has to do with Blondie. But it's a pretty good collection still, kind of like an oddball collection. It doesn't have some of their classics on it. It has some of their more like obscure, not as well known tracks mixed in with some of their like classic songs, and I just think it's kind of a cool collection. Alright, and this is actually a really cool collection, which this is Blondie's 12-inch singles collections from everything they did in the 80s and 70s as a band. And this is really cool. I love this. This has all their singles plus the B-sides, and I love when they make collections when they also include all the B-sides. So this is cool because some of these tracks I didn't have. There's only like 1 or 2 tracks on here I didn't have, like the Live It Up disco mix and stuff like that, but I picked it up anyways. And the Heart of Glass 12-inch mix was one of the reasons I wanted to get this. And this is just cool. I would definitely recommend this if you are like have all the like of their studio albums and just looking to get a little bit more from the band. This is definitely a good one to go to. And then next up here I have the Blondie Platinum Collection, which is just a 2-disc. It has a lot of their 7-inch single mixes, just mixed in with songs like classics from their studio stuff. So I picked this up just because it had a lot of the 7-inch mixes on it, which are slightly different and shorter than some of the other mixes, like the album mixes and the 12-inch mixes. So for a completist like me, I felt like this was essential. It has a couple remixes on it too at the very end, which were probably made like right when this compilation came out, like in the 90s. But again, I loved the cover for this, and I couldn't pass it up. And the artwork was really nice too, like the inside of this. It's got a really nice booklet with a lot of pictures, and the discs just look really nice on this. And again, I would recommend this one if you're looking to pick up a Blondie greatest hits. I would definitely say this is probably the best one to go with, unless you want to get like the best of, which is also good. And there's like a newer one that came out, which is like an updated version of the best of called, I think, just greatest hits, which I have the DVD of that. Yeah, it's the greatest hits, and I have the DVD companion to that, which I'll get around when I show the DVDs off. And this is part of my Debbie Harry collection. This is a Debbie Harry and Blondie collection. And I pretty much just bought this because it has Rush Rush on it, which is the single Debbie Harry made for like the Scarface soundtrack. And I've always loved that song, even really before I got into Blondie and stuff like that, because I always used to like Scarface, and I just thought that was a good song. And that was kind of the song I really wanted to get from Debbie Harry. And it's like kind of hard to find. The Scarface soundtrack is hard to come by. So this is a good collection to pick it up, because it actually comes with, I think, the extended single mix of Rush Rush. So it's just it's like a good version of the song that they included on this. And this is a decent CD. I would say one of the main reasons to buy it is for Rush Rush, but it has like the like a different version of Sunday Girl on here, and it has a couple other mixes, and then it has some of her stuff from her other solo albums, but they're like remixes. Like it has Backfired, but it's a remix, and it has The Jam Was Moving, which are songs from her first album, but they're like remixed versions of the songs. But still, I would recommend picking this up if you're looking to like complete, you know, the Blondie collection, looking for Rush Rush. And then this is Debbie Harry's first solo album, Cuckoo, which I would highly recommend this too. This is a really, really good 80s album, and I don't understand why it gets like a worse rep than some of Blondie's material at this time, because in my opinion this is a really, really strong album, and I think it has some really catchy songs on it, some really well written material, and just I don't see anything wrong with this. I think this is better than some of the stuff that Blondie was doing in the early 80s. I mean, not Auto American, but like The Hunter. Like, I think this is stronger than the Hunter album by Blondie. But I like this album a lot, obviously, and The Jam Was Moving is one of my favorite songs on the disc. And then also Backfired. It's just a really good song. And H.R. Geiger, the guy who designed stuff for Aliens and Alien the movie, and he also just does crazy paintings and designs, designed the cover for this. And he also designed ELP's like Brain Salad Surgery album cover. And I just love this album cover. It's just one of my favorites. I mean, I love any picture of Debbie Harry, but I like this. It's like a darker, almost like science fiction-y. And the album has like a darker, like science fiction tone to it. And I really like that about it. And I would highly recommend that. Cuckoo from Debbie Harry. But that was the end of my CDs, so I'm just going to go through my records real quick. I have Parallel Lines on record, which isn't the best condition. It has a sticker on it, and you know, the spine or the side of it is a little torn up, but just a classic album from Blondie, so I wanted to get it on record. Then I got Eat to the Beat on record. This one had the plastic still around it, but still it's not in the best condition. I can still probably get a better one, but definitely awesome. Still really pumped to own that. And then I actually have 2 copies of Auto American, just because one copy had a snip in the corner of it. Right there, you can see it. So I bought another one, because this album is kind of easy to come by when it's when you are going to pick up Blondie records. I've seen this one a lot in like thrift stores and record stores, and it's just a really good album, so I picked up another copy of it. I just paid a couple bucks for it, and this one's in pretty good condition. And then here we have the Best of Blondie on record, which is awesome. Like I said, just cool. I like the pictures on the back. A lot of the pictures are like still shots from the music videos, which they made a VHS companion to this, which I also have. I'll get around to that in a minute. And this is the American Gigolo soundtrack, which Blondie did Call Me on. And this used to be the only way you can get Call Me on record until the Best Of came out. And this actually has the long version of Call Me. And this is also wrapped too, but you can still take the record out like it was slit on the side. And then here are some of my singles, which these are some of my prized possessions in my Blondie collection. This is the Heart of Glass single, which I'm really pumped that I have this. This is the 12-inch single of it. It comes with the B side is the instrumental mix, and the A side is like the extended mix of this song. And this is just awesome. Like, when I saw this at a record store, I could not leave without it. And I remember I got a pretty good deal on it, if I remember. And then here is Atomic, which this is probably my favorite Blondie record I own. I'm really proud that I own this for some reason. I remember I got a really good deal on this too at the record store. I think I paid just like $3 for this, and I know this is worth more than this, but more than that. And this also has the David Bowie Heroes Live on it, which is awesome. But this is just awesome. I love the cover of this. I mean, just look at how cool that is. That's like a badass cover. And then here I have The Tide is High. And this is the 45, just a 7-inch single of The Tide is High. And this is just awesome too. I love this. And again, Auto American's one of my favorite albums. So I was just glad to get one of the singles from it. I wish I could have gotten the 12-inch one, but you know, what are you going to do? And I actually think I have one more Blondie 45 I forgot to grab. Alright. Yeah, right here I have Heart of Glass, the 7-inch. This is actually not like, it doesn't come with a cover or like a picture or anything. It's just a normal 7-inch of Heart of Glass. I got this for real cheap. I think I only paid like 25 cents or $1 for it. But I thought it was worth it, and just awesome. And then I have Debbie Harry's first album on record. I got Cuckoo on record, which I said I love this cover, so I was just pumped to pick this up on record and get the cover. I actually had to trade one of my friends something for this, and I was really pumped when I got it, because I got this on record before I got it on CD, so I was just pumped when I got this. And I also have one Blondie cassette tape, which is Auto American on cassette. Again, my favorite Blondie album, so I saw this at a thrift store. One of my friends spotted it out, and I picked it up. Thrift stores, you know, you can get cassette tapes like this for like 50 cents. So I was just pumped to get it. Alright, and then next I'm going to really quickly just go through my DVDs and VHSs that I have of Blondie. I have the Greatest Video Hits, which is the companion to the Greatest Hits CD that came out the same time this came out, which I think was 2001 or 2. And this is really good. This has all their videos on it. Plus, you can watch it in like a cut where it's the same as the Best of Blondie VHS, because the Best of Blondie VHS had like little segments like directed in between the videos, and you can watch it that way, or you can just watch some of the videos like separate. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I have Blondie Live 1978, which I think if I remember right, this is kind of rare now, but not as rare as the next one I'm about to show, which is just called Blondie. But this is a Blondie concert from '79, I think, around the time Eat to the Beat came out. And this is a really good concert on DVD. And if I remember, I think this one is actually worth a good amount of money. I remember I got a really good price on this brand new, and I almost didn't want to watch it or open it just because it's worth like a little bit of money. But I ripped it open and watched it anyways, just because I really wanted to see it. And this is just awesome, just more Blondie Live goodness. And they're such a great band to watch live. You know, you got Debbie Harry, who again is just beautiful, just, you know, she's great on stage, and the band just rocks hardcore when they're live. This is Behind the Music Blondie on DVD. I also have this on VHS, and this is a good documentary about Blondie. If you're going to watch any documentary about the band, I would definitely say probably go for this one. And then I have a couple of movies that Debbie Harry was in. Videodrome, which she starred in, and this is one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. The fact that Debbie Harry's in it is just like the cherry on top of the sundae. And then I also have Tales from the Dark Side of the movie, which Debbie Harry stars in the in-between segment. That's in between each skit. This is like an anthology horror movie with 3 skits in it, and she's in the in-between skits. So it's pretty cool. So she's pretty much throughout the whole movie. And this is a collection that comes with Intimate Stranger, which is early 90s straight-to-video like suspense thriller that Debbie Harry was in. And that's why I picked up this pack, just because this is the only way you can get Intimate Stranger with Debbie Harry on DVD. Unless you pick up like a bootleg or whatever. But this is the only like legit way you can get it. And just real quick, I'm going to go through these VHSs. I have the Eat to the Beat video album, which this is probably my second most like prized part of my Blondie collection, just because this tape is really rare. I mean, you can get it used for a decent price for like $10, but to get it in good condition is like hard to come by. And I got this tape in really, really good condition. I can tell it was from a collector that probably just kept it on a shelf and watched it like every once in a while, like something I would do. And it's just awesome. This has a video for every song off E to the Beat. This is one of the first video albums, but I know in the 80s and like late 70s, a lot of bands like claim to put out the first video album. So I really don't know, but I've read that this is one of the first video albums, especially one of the first video albums to have a video for every song on the album. So this is just awesome, and it's almost better than listening to the album when you can just pop it in and see a video for every song. It's just greatness. And then here I have the Best of Blondie on VHS, which is this is like the companion to the record and the CD, and it's just, this is all their classic videos. Like I said, this has little segments in between. Some of these videos are a little weird. They have just a cab driver like driving a car like while Call Me's playing. You know, I just thought it was kind of like weird when you could have probably done like a collage of like Blondie like live show clips or anything like that, you know. But they chose to have like a cab driver driving in a car. I thought it was kind of cheesy, but that's kind of why this videotape has kind of like a charm to it. It has like almost like a straight to video like early 80s like cheesy quality to it. And the videos are really good. These are all their classic videos mixed in with just a couple like weird videos filmed just for this tape. And then I have Blondie Live, which this is from their like final tour in the 80s. This is from like the Hunter tour, and this is really good. Just a really good show. It has some of their classics, some of their like songs in the 80s that I didn't really ever see them do live, like The Tide is High and stuff like that. I've never really seen them do that live, so it's cool to finally see them do that live. And this is just a cool tape, and I just love it. I'm glad I found that one day. And again, I have Blondie Behind the Music on tape, and this is awesome too. And I also, like I showed it on DVD, I also have this on DVD, and it's a good documentary. And then I also have Intimate Stranger on tape, which there's a sticker over Debbie Harry's mouth, which is a shame, but it's actually on the outer plastic thing, so like it's not actually on the tape itself. I just have this like plastic case on it just to keep it in better condition. And this is again just a fun straight to video 90s like suspense thriller that Debbie Harry happened to star in, which is pretty much the main reason why I like it. But I actually like to watch this movie. It has like it's just fun to watch. It's really fun and cheesy. I would definitely recommend this for like a Blondie fan. But that was the Blondie collection. Went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, so I'm just going to cut the video off now really short, and leave a comment or give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.